Hello, my name's Kaya, and I'm just gonna go ahead and record my lab for you. That way you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm sure you already have an idea of what I'm doing, but it'll also be a good reference for me to look back at for my other chemistry courses and when recording my data. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get on some gloves real quick. I'm going to be testing three products today. I have regular nail polish remover with acetone in it. I wanted to use that because I know it eats away nail polish, so I kind of think it's going to be acidic, but I'm not quite sure. And then in your lab video for your cabbage indicator, you mentioned capsaicin. I do have a capsaicin concentrated hot sauce. It is vinegar based and it does have some water in it, so I guess we'll see how acidic this is going to be. And then I have this cleaner with bleach in it, Clorox bleach. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and boil about a cup of water. Hope that's enough. If not, I'll add some more. So while that's boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and get some containers out. I'm just gonna use these small bowls for my nail polish remover and my capsaicin, just because I don't want to stick a pipette in these bottles. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit in here, just a splash. And then the nail polish remover. Okay. So now that I've got everything set up, I'm going to go ahead and put this up in my nail polish remover. I also just remembered that you use Clorox in your lab video, so I think I'm going to swap this out with hydrogen peroxide. So I'll put that in a container as well. Has not been opened yet. Guess I don't need a pipette for this one because it has a hole in it. So I'll just use it like that. I'm gonna check on my water. And I did roughly chop about, I'd say, a quarter of a cabbage head. There were some green leaves in it, so I had to add some more concentrated colors like this one. So I'll see how it turns out. And I am going to have to add about probably 3/4 of a cup more of water. So I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. And we're just going to have to wait. I guess I'm going to get out some containers for my cabbage solution. So let me get out some clear containers. so I have my 3 containers for my cabbage juices solution. I'm gonna go ahead and check on that. Alright, so now we just have to wait. Okay, so now that my house smells like cabbage, I believe my cabbage juice is ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that ready to strain. Okay, so I do have close to 1.5 cups of cabbage juice, and I got it as concentrated as I could, I guess so I can get a more accurate reading on some of these colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this cool. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge for probably 20 to 30 minutes. Go ahead, get some work done for some other classes, and then I will get back to this. Okay, so it has been about 20 minutes since I filmed my last video. I did split up the cabbage juice into different containers so it would cool faster, and I did stick it in the freezer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back into my measuring cup. And what I am going to use is this, I don't know the proper wording for this, but the chemical divider that is in our lab kit, and it is slightly stained. I don't know if you could see that, but that's from like our first lab we did. I believe it was like with sulfuric acid or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a similar process we did in our first lab, and I'm going to just simply abbreviate these different chemicals. So for hydrogen peroxide, I'm just gonna do HP. And then for my capsaicin, I'm gonna do CAP. Let's just do CP. And then nail polish remover, I'm just gonna do NP. Make it simple, super easy, nothing complicated. Okay. So now that I have them somewhat lined up to my paper, I'm gonna go ahead and use my pipette to absorb some of this juice. And I'm gonna put probably about a whole pipette's worth. So I guess that's like one milliliter. We'll see. Yeah, so I'm basically filling it up about halfway. For each of these slots, trying to make it as even as I can. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and rinse this out with some tap water. Make sure it's pretty dry so we don't get any inaccurate results. So now I'm gonna first test out my hydrogen peroxide. I'm actually gonna use the pipette for this. So I'm gonna do probably 4 drops in each. Okay, and we're just gonna wait and watch that happen. I'm not seeing any dramatic changes. It is kind of looking light pinkish, so I would say that's probably around like a 4 or a 5, probably closer to a 5. Because it is kind of like that darker pinkish purple color. So that is hydrogen peroxide. I was expecting it to be more on the basic side, so I guess a 5 or a 6 kind of makes sense. 5 is kind of getting too acidic, so I guess it's closer to I'm gonna go ahead and say it's 6. So I'm gonna rinse this one out. I really hope I'm doing this lab correctly. I've always wanted to do this lab, so guess we'll see. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my capsaicin. I am expecting this to be quite acidic, so it does have that vinegar in it, of course capsaicin. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these air bubbles out. Add it, again, 4 to 5 drops. Wow, okay, yes. So that dramatically turned to like a bright pink color, almost like this right here. So that is definitely acidic. I'm gonna go for about a 2 on this one. So let me go ahead and write this down. So hydrogen peroxide, I said it was approximately 5, so it is slightly on the acidic level, but still more so basic than what I was thinking. And then for my capsaicin, I mean, it just dramatically changed. So I believe I said a 2 or 3. I'm gonna have to rewatch these videos so I have an idea of what I said, because I forget. Alrighty, so next we have our acetone nail polish. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse out my pipette. Okay, and I did receive your email about doing this over spring break. I really want to take spring break off and just like take a break from school for a minute. So that's why I'm doing this lab today, and plus I don't really have anything else planned today, so I mean, why not? Alright, so now we're gonna do our acetone nail polish. I am guessing this is going to be acidic, just based off the way it smells and the fact that it eats away nail polish. I am aware that there are some basic solutions that could eat away certain products or even your skin, for that matter of fact, but I really think this nail polish is going to be on the more acidic level. So I guess we will find out. I'm going to do, again, 4 to 5 drops. Okay. Well, I guess I was wrong because I'm not seeing anything crazy happen. It does look like it's about 7. So, I guess that means it is quite neutral on its level of pH. I am gonna go ahead and flip the camera around and show you what I'm seeing as far as my solutions. This did not turn out like I expected it. I mean, I guess the nail polish, it does make sense for it to be more neutral because you are putting it close to your skin and on certain parts of your body. So I'm gonna go ahead and film another segment to show you my colors. Okay, so here are my colors. My hydrogen peroxide did kind of dilute and color almost over time. So it is looking more on the range of 6 or 7. So I'm gonna go ahead and cross that out. And then this is my capsaicin concentration right here. It did dramatically change, again, to like that 2 or 3 range. It might even be closer to a 1 at this rate as it just sits there. And then over here is my acetone / nail polish solution. Yeah, it didn't change really. As soon as I dropped it in, it just kind of remained that dark purpley color. So it is pretty much a 7 at this rate. So what I am gonna do is I'm just gonna, just to kind of get an estimate of where my hydrogen peroxide is at, I'm going to do just a regular old water test, just so I can compare what the color is, just so I can get a more accurate base. So I'm gonna set it right beside it. Again, fill it up about halfway. And I do have some water I'm going to be using. It actually just happens to be the same water I've been using for our first lab. So it is distilled water. And again, I'm kind of just using this as a control so I can see where my colors lie. And it is going to be kind of hard to tell with my hydrogen peroxide just because it has diluted a lot. So I might have to retest it. But I won't waste your time. So 4 to 5 drops. Yeah, again, no dramatic change. The hydrogen peroxide is kind of looking a bit darker, I would say. Almost as if it's like an 8, I would say. Just looking at my paper. So that's interesting. But it's almost as if it's like a little red too. So that makes me think maybe it is closer to a 5. But I don't know. Calculating this will kind of be a little weird because it's so close in color. I will show you these. Okay, so here's just my water. And then this is my acetone solution. So you can kind of see, I don't know if my camera quality is good or not, but this does to me look a little red. So I kind of want to say it's an 8 on the more basic side. But again, it's hard to tell, you know, just by looking at these two. You know, I might be crazy, but that is what I have. So I'm just going to go ahead and say my hydrogen peroxide is an 8. I don't know. I'm going to say a 7 to an 8 and just calculate my OH solutions concentrations, sorry, bad vocab, for both of those pH levels. Just because I'm not sure. And on the same level with the capsaicin, it is around the 2 to 3 range. I am going to say it's a 2, mainly a 2, because it is a darker color than a 3. So again, I will calculate both of those. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my hydrogen peroxide all over again and just, you know, recalculate it, because now it's looking almost like water, like completely clear. I don't know what's happening, but anyways, this is my extra, really? Brothers. Anyways, so this is my extra credit lab for my cabbage indicator. Thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed my experiment. Okay, so just to follow up, I did redo my hydrogen peroxide experiment, and it is on the more pinker side, so I am gonna estimate it as a 5 pH. So I will use that in my calculations, and yeah, thank you.